Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sydney and I'm sharing with you my real life journey of navigating how to budget, paying down debt, and working towards financial freedom, all while living a simple life here in Montana. Since we are officially in the last quarter of the year, I want to do a Q4 reset with you. I want to go over money goals, health goals, and life goals. I honestly cannot believe we are already in September and that we are headed into Q4. It is mind blowing because I feel like this year just started. Mentally, I'm not in Q4, but at the same time, I am ready to lock in. I am ready to finish out this year strong. So now is the perfect time to go ahead and do a reset and reflect on this year and the previous quarters. Just assess maybe what didn't go right, what did go right, and how you can continue on having a strong rest of Q4. So my hope is that this video inspires you to join along with me and reset. All right, so going into this reset, I took the time to sit down and journal and to reflect on Q1, Q2, and Q3. I think that is a great way to just take the time to really sit with your feelings and reflect on overall how your year has gone so far. Pinterest has a bunch of great journal prompts, so that's kind of what I did. I just went and searched up like reflection questions. When I journaled, I was reflecting on like the 3 words I would use to describe Q3 from July to September. By the way, I'm a notes girly, so if I'm looking away or looking down, that's because I am referencing my journal. So when I think about the words that would describe Q3 for me, in all honesty, I wrote down more than 3 words, but I wrote down painful, anxious, stressful, exciting, and rewarding. So it doesn't sound too great, the first few words, painful, anxious, stress. And that is because I was really struggling with health issues. And I have been struggling with temporal mandibular joint dysfunction. This began at the beginning of June. I woke up one morning and I had limited mobility in my jaw and I was in a lot of pain. June was really painful, as well as July. It is finally kind of settled down, a lot of the jaw pain. However, it is something I am still navigating, something I'm still trying to heal and work on. I know part of the root cause of what is causing my TMJ or TMD is stress and anxiety. And essentially, a lot of this jaw pain was impacting my speaking ability, my ability to eat, and to open my jaw wide. I still have very limited mobility when it comes to opening my mouth fully wide, and I still have limited mobility when it comes to eating hard foods. So this is something that has been really challenging for me to overcome, really frustrating at times. And at times, honestly, I was just breaking down and crying in pain. So that is where the pain, the anxiousness, and the stress was coming from. And just feeling like, is this going to improve? Is this going to get better? So, health wise, that's kind of where Q3 was at. However, job wise and money wise, things were kind of looking up. I had just started a new job in June, and going into July and August, my job has been great so far. I really love my company. I love my coworkers and my manager. I'm just really grateful for my new job and to be working at the company that I am. It's overall a really positive environment. I feel like the benefits and my compensation are overall pretty decent and great. So I'm really satisfied right now in my career, and it just feels really awesome because earlier in my 20s, I really struggled career-wise, just trying to figure out like what I wanted to do, as well as just feeling frustrated that it was taking me so long to climb the corporate ladder and to get a sufficient paying job because I had so many admin jobs and I was just feeling so behind, even though I had a college education, which I know so many people are still struggling with today. I know the job market's not too hot right now. And so I just want to give you hope that if you're right now in a season of struggling with your career, that I just want you to continue to persevere and hang in there because it honestly took me so long to just find my footing in my career, and I'm in my late 20s. So that's where my career is at now. Now, when it comes to money goals in Q3, if you've been following along on my payday routine journey, I have made significant strides in paying down my credit card. When I began my debt payoff journey in June, I had a balance of over $6,000 on my credit card. And now I have almost paid off my credit card. I believe I have about 2 more payments left until my credit card is fully paid off. And I began to get really serious about my credit card debt back in August of 2024. So since August of 2024 up until now, I have been so focused on my career and my finances, and everything I've done since then has been to pay down credit card debt and to set myself up financially so that I can have a stronger financial foundation for working towards financial freedom. Overall, I feel like I've made a lot of progress in Q3 when it comes to my finances, budgeting, and just navigating how to make better financial choices, especially when it comes to intentional and mindful spending, so that I am able to prioritize paying down my credit card debt. Now, just to quickly go over the setbacks for Q3, I don't want this to feel totally negative, but I just want to be honest in my journey of what I was going through. And so some of the setbacks that I was experiencing were mainly just health related as it relates to my jaw and experiencing TMD. The setbacks were definitely the jaw pain, but then also all of the doctor's appointments I had to go to, which I was paying out of pocket because I was seeing a naturopath doctor, and also beginning to go to physical therapy. Mostly these were, I would say, financial setbacks as they related to health. So because I had to go to a lot of doctor's appointments and I was commuting a lot to the doctor's office, which is over an hour from my home. I've been going on a weekly basis. This has been mainly a financial setback. So I would have liked to have put a lot of this money that I spent on doctor's appointments and physical therapy towards my credit card. However, health is super important, and I strongly believe that, which is why health has also been a priority along with tackling my credit card debt. Moving on to the wins this year, I do want to share the wins from Q1 up until now. I had set out this year to get a new job that was higher paying with a better salary that would help me on my way towards financial freedom and paying down debt, which you might know that I was able to get a new job as an HR generalist for a tech company, earning $65,000 a year, which is a decent salary and is significant for me because I've honestly never earned that much. And it has great benefits. And so overall, I'm really excited about the fact that I was able to get a new job after I had set that goal and I was able to increase my salary. My next goal was to stay consistent with YouTube. I started my YouTube channel at the beginning of this year, and my goal was just to make one video per week. Now, honestly, I actually didn't end up sticking to that goal. I took March, April, and May off of making YouTube videos because I was searching for a new job, and doing that simultaneously was honestly a lot of work because, as you may know, searching for a job is a job in it of itself, especially if you're already working. So I was working and job searching and like networking at the same time. So I did put a pause on making YouTube videos, but overall, since I started back making YouTube videos in June, I have stayed pretty consistent, making at least one video per week. And then my next goal was to reach 1,000 subscribers, which I'm so grateful for every single one of you that have subscribed to this channel and have decided to join me on this journey of paying down debt and making smarter financial choices to reach financial freedom. I am truly just so grateful to every single one of you that watch my videos, that comment down below, that like, and just are along with me on this journey. It means so much to me, and thank you for helping me to reach my goal. And then lastly, my goal was to make a significant dent in my credit card, which I have. So yeah, these are some of the wins that I've had this year, and I'm just super grateful for every opportunity to achieve my goals. All right, let's move on to resetting our money goals. So for my money goal reset, I want to pay off my credit card, which I have no reason to believe I shouldn't reach this goal by the end of September. And then my next goal is to hopefully pay off at least $5,500 towards my student loans or from my student loans. I have a lot of student loan debt, which I am going to make a separate video going more in depth on my student loans and how I plan to pay them back. But hopefully by the end of this year, I will be able to make a significant dent in my student loans and hopefully put at least $5,000 towards my student loans. Next, I plan to continue to spend mindfully and to have just intentional spending habits, which I feel like I've been doing a better job of, and I've been able to hold myself accountable, especially because I share my payday routine and I've been sharing my budgeting as well as tracking my expenses. So I just want to stay on track with making more mindful spending choices and not spending frivolously and keeping my debt payoff goals front and center as my main focus and priority. My next money goal is to continue to stay on top of budgeting weekly. Sometimes I do get a little bit behind on it, which makes things, I would say, a little bit more confusing. So I just want to stay on top of making sure to budget weekly and set aside time to make that a priority. My last money goal would be to build a mini emergency savings. So I feel like financially limited and I have so many financial goals, and so it just feels hard to make saving a priority, but I know how important it is because I know that if I'm in a situation where I really need money, I want to be able to have it for an emergency expense. So I do want to work on building a mini emergency savings, even if it's $5,000, because I do really want to attack my debt and student loans aggressively, but I do need to make savings a priority and build that muscle and just the habit of adding some money to my savings, because even though I have put money towards my savings, I have had to dip into my savings for extra expenses, like if I want to go out and eat or go to a movie or something like that. So I just want to get better at building the muscle of saving money while still paying down debt and working towards my other financial goals. Moving on to my health habits and health goals, I want to prioritize meditation. I feel like meditation is really beneficial, and I have meditated before. I'm not new to it. It's something that I feel like I'm actually pretty decent at, but it does take me time to calm my monkey mind and also takes discipline for me to make the time to sit down and prioritize meditation because I know it's good for me. It's part of me wanting to reset my nervous system, which is why I want to make meditation for at least 20 minutes a day a priority. So that is something I'm hoping to do. And then taking my vitamins, drinking more water is another priority. I do feel like I drink a pretty decent amount of water. Some days are better than others, but I just want to stay on top of taking my vitamins and staying hydrated. Next, I want to cut out sugar because honestly, I feel like I have a bit of a sugar addiction. I never used to be like this when I was younger. I didn't crave sugar as much, but now that I've gotten older, I honestly crave sugar a lot. But I also think that this is related to a gut imbalance and a lack of a healthy gut and digestion. So that is something I want to work on as well, is improving my overall gut health and my diet and just making healthier choices so I'm not eating so much sugar and wanting to binge eat. That is a whole separate conversation. But yeah, I have struggles with overeating and just wanting to indulge in sugary foods. And I feel like it's really impacted my gut health and overall health, which is something I want to tackle in this quarter. Another goal of mine is to continue to use the sauna. I do have an indoor sauna in my house. My fiance actually got it, and I didn't realize I would actually enjoy it so much, but I use our indoor sauna at least 3 to 4 times a week. It has really helped with my jaw issues and just soothing and relaxing my jaw. And I just know that the sauna is also good for overall health and circulation in the body. So I just want to stay on top of using the sauna because sometimes I get a little bit lazy and I don't do it even though I know it's really good for me. And then I want to continue to walk more. I do walk my dog daily, at least twice a day. And then during the week, I walk her 3 times a day until my fiance gets home from work and then he walks her. But I do want to get a walking pad for the winter time because once it starts to snow and get icy here, I do not like walking outside. It is so slippery and dangerous. We get lots of snow here in Montana. So I want to be able to just walk and exercise indoors. So I plan to get a walking pad to keep up on walking. I also can't really do super vigorous or intense exercises at this time while I'm working on healing my jaw because doing weights and intense exercises actually puts a lot of strain and tension on my jaw, which I'm trying not to do. Next, I just want to stay consistent with my skincare routine. I think I've done a lot better job in this past year of staying on top of my skincare routine. And I've always had a decent skincare routine, even from when I was in high school into college. But then in like my mid 20s, I kind of fell off the wagon and wasn't keeping up on my skincare. And I've just noticed that I have a lot of fine lines and aging that I want to correct, but also prevent from further wrinkles and aging. So staying on top of my skincare is a priority as well, and just making sure I'm doing my nighttime skincare routine. And my last goal would be to uh, heal my nervous system in relation to healing my jaw. So healing my nervous system would address stress and anxiety, which would also address a lot of the jaw issues I believe that I'm experiencing. So that would be my last goal, is to just be more mindful of my overall well-being, my energy, my stress and anxiety so that I can improve my overall health. Last but not least, when it comes to my life goals and habits, here are some of the things that I would like to reset. Starting off with Mandarin. I've been studying Mandarin for almost a year now. It is something I really enjoy and a way for me to connect to my roots because I'm Chinese and learning Mandarin is really important to me. So, this is something where I've been struggling because honestly, last year when I started, I believe in September, I was really dedicated and I was going full force. And by Christmas, January time, I was honestly doing really well. And then going into this year with all of my other goals related to career and money, my Mandarin studying has just been put on the back burner. So, if anything, I feel like I've taken steps back. So, I want to prioritize learning Mandarin again and make it a priority to sit down and study more. That way, I can also stay off my phone more, which leads me to my next goal of wanting to spend less time scrolling on my phone, putting my phone down more, and just like living in the moment. I realized that I've just been spending way too much time on my phone. Reducing my screen time is a major goal going into quarter 4, as well as winding down before bedtime without scrolling on my phone. I know it's a terrible habit. I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I still do it. I don't really have to worry about going to bed early because I actually go to bed like at 8 or 9 o'clock, but then I will stay up scrolling on my phone until 11 or midnight. So I want to stop doing that, and I want to also get to bed earlier. I would like to fall asleep by 10 or 10:30 at the latest because I feel like it's just good for my overall health, digestion, and body reset each day. And then staying consistent with YouTube and making one video per week. That would be my goal. And then maybe hopefully reach 2,000 subscribers would be cool too. But honestly, I'm just so grateful for this community, for each and one of you who watches. And I love reading your guys' comments, responding to the comments, and just getting to know all of you through the conversations we have in the comments. It has been so rewarding and fulfilling. So I'm just so grateful for that. Let's see. I think that covers, oh, I mean, I touched on it, but just being more present and in the moment. I'm the type of person who has a monkey mind. and is constantly thinking about the next goal, the next moment, the next box to check, something I really don't like that I do. So I want to just focus on being more present and in the moment, not worrying about the past, things I can't change, not worrying about trying to control things or trying to control the future, and just being present for my life. One thing I want to mention before I wrap things up is that I really enjoyed making a vision board for this reset. And I decided to do that because at the beginning of this year, I also made a vision board. And to be honest, I'm not someone who really loves making a vision board, but I enjoy making it in Pinterest. I don't know if that just changes things, but it makes it so much easier than doing it in Canva and downloading a bunch of photos, because if you want to make a vision board in Pinterest, it's just so convenient and easy to collect all the photos and make a collage right within Pinterest. I like to save the vision board and make it my screensaver on my phone, and it keeps me constantly reminded and focused when I'm on my phone every day and I'm, going to unlock my phone. I can see right in front of me what my goals are, what my vision is, and it's just a gentle reminder, like, this is what I'm working towards. And I think it helps to just see that visualization, because then I feel like it affects my energy and how I show up, because I'm feeling inspired and motivated by my vision board. So that is one thing that could be fun to help keep you motivated, is to create a vision board on Pinterest. And I do think it really did help me in achieving my goals this year so far, is having my phone screen set to my vision board. Plus, it's just like relaxing to do. And I feel like I kind of discover a little bit more of like my personality and my creativity when I'm making a vision board. So that is my Q4 reset when it comes to money, health, and life goals. I really believe it's all about consistency and small steps and actions that you take each day that truly compound into reaching your goals and moving in the direction that you want. It's not about perfection, but it's about progress. And even if there are setbacks along the way, remember that you can always restart at any time. I would really love to hear from you down in the comments. What is one area that you want to reset in Q4, or what are your goals for Q4? I love reading your comments, so let's finish this year strong. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.